When we begin to think about the things that are beyond our control, such as the future, it begins to lend to the next thing, which is our worry over how we're going to provide. How we're going to provide, whether it be food or clothes or taking care of our family. And we become sometimes anxious over those things and what we're going to do because you never know what tomorrow is going to hold. So, what are we going to be able to do in planning for those things? Matthew 6, Jesus covers a very simple statement because he says, take no thought for these things. Don't be anxious for them, what you're going to wear, what you're going to eat, or any of these things, because he speaks of the birds of the air and the flowers of the field. And he says that they don't take thought. The birds, they fly and they don't wonder what they're going to do or where the food is going to come from. The birds don't build barns and go and take care of all those things because he says God provides it. The flowers, they don't go out and make sure that there's enough water laid up for them. The rain just comes, and he does this for two important reasons, because we worry about where our meal is going to come from. We worry about how we're going to clothe ourselves, and he says that both are taken care of and sustained by the sovereignty of God. God provides for them, and neither one of them are, you don't see the birds sitting on the power lines fretting about where their next meal is coming from. They don't worry or they're not anxious over these things because it just happens. The flowers aren't sitting there worried if their petals are going to come in. They do. And we don't think about this and say, well, because it works out for birds and flowers, well, it's all going to work out for me. The application here instead is we can relieve our anxiety, we can relieve our stress because of the power of God and the scope of his sovereignty being matched with the love of God. When you match the love of God and the depth of his devotion, you combine those two with his love and his sovereignty are matched and paired together. We begin to understand that he is in control of everything, and yet he loves us. And that's what Jesus tells us when he closes this whole entire monologue in Matthew 6:26. He says, are you not much more valuable than the birds and the flowers of the field? Now think about that. Jesus closes it with saying, do you not think God loves you more than birds and the flowers, and yet God takes care of them? Even when things don't look like they're being taken care of, he says, God is taking care of you. You're more valuable than they are. So in the sovereignty of God, when you match that with the depth of his love for you, God is caring for you. So that right there should put our minds at ease, even during the most stressful of times.